Shalom, everybody. This is Elder Marshall, the newest elder and the oldest. You didn't know you can be old and new at the same time, right? That's funny. Hope you enjoy that little joke. Before we get started, I want to announce that we are not affiliated with any camp, organization, or group, or Christian church type organization. We are servants of the Most High God of Israel, spreading the word of truth from the King James Bible with the Apocrypha. On one note, I just want to reflect a little bit on we old folks, or can I say well-seasoned folks. Now, those here at KJBU, because they already adhere to the word of the Lord, Spirit of God, but those that are going in those buildings called churches year after year after year, you and myself have already spent our youthful years in those death traps, because that's what they are, killing your souls. Thinking God is in there? Well, he's not. Let's look at it. Let's look at Acts 7 and 48. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet. And we're going to hit Acts 17. Here we go. Okay, Acts 17, and we're looking for 24. And we're right here. God that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelling not in temples made with hands. Okay, so that's clear. We know that. So now we're going to go down to Matthew. Matthew's 10. And we're looking for 28. There we go. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both body, soul, in hell. Okay. You go every Sunday thinking that it's the Sabbath day, when from the beginning, he told us when it was. Let's look at it. Exodus 35 and 2. Here we go. Exodus 35 and 2. 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day there shall be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. That hasn't changed because the Lord doesn't change. Let's look at it. Let's look at Exodus. I'm sorry, Malachi. Okay, here we go. We've got Malachi 10. Malachi 3 and 6. Okay, there we go. For I am the Lord, I change not. When we reach a certain age, as the saying goes, we are set in our ways, meaning we don't want to change our mindset because we are comfortable in old age, but we have to remember God is not a respecter of persons. Same punishment for the young, same punishment for the old. Let's look at it. We're going to look at Acts. Okay, we got Acts 10. Got Acts 10 and 34. Then Peter opened his mouth and said, of a truth, I perceive that God is no respecter of persons. Okay, we're going to go to Romans 2. Okay, here we go. Romans 2, 11 and 12. For there is no respect of persons with God. For as many as have sinned without law shall also perish without law. And as many as sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. By the way, the Bible you take with you, if it's not a King James Bible with the Apocrypha, it's not a real Bible. Something for you to think about. A look at our forefathers. You will see Moses and Aaron was of a late age when the Lord spoke to them. Let's look at it. Let's try Exodus. Okay, here we go. Exodus 7, 6 and 7. And Moses and Aaron did as the Lord commanded them. So did they. And Moses was 80 years old, and Aaron 83 years old, when they spake unto Pharaoh. That's a good hefty age, 80 and 85. Even Abraham. Let's check out Abraham. Let's see. Genesis 12. Okay, Genesis 12 and 4. Genesis 12 and 4. So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abraham was 75 years old when he departed, out of Haran. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, Enoch. Okay, there's another one of our ancestors. We're going to go to Genesis chapter 5, and we're going to look for 21 through 23. Okay, and Enoch lived 65 years and begot Methuselah. And Enoch walked with God after he begot Methuselah 300 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365. You don't want to listen to the younger generation, like your sons, daughters, and grandchildren, when they bring truth to you from here at KJBU, where truth is taught, because we only worship the true God of Israel, one God, for they were taught by our pastors, elders, deacons, because he said, let's look at it. Let's look at Jeremiah. We're going to look at Jeremiah, and we're going to look at 3 and 5. Let's take this down. Okay, Jeremiah 3 and 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Okay, let's see what else we got. We want to go to Ephesians. Okay, we're going to Ephesians 4. And we're going to pick it up at 11. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers. When Moses was dying, what did he do? He called young Joshua to lead the people. Let's look at that. We're going to go to Deuteronomy. Okay, let's get it right here. Okay, Deuteronomy 31. Seven and 8. Okay, here we go. Deuteronomy 31, 7 and 8. And Moses called unto Joshua and said unto him, in the sight of all Israel, be strong and of good courage, for thou must go with this people unto the land which the Lord hath sworn unto their fathers to give them. And thou shalt cause them to inherit it. And the Spirit of God, he it is that doeth go before thee. He will be with thee. He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed. All right. If you choose not to listen, I don't even know what to say to that. Let's try Hebrews. We'll check out Hebrews. Okay, we coming up on it. Let's see what we got here. Close up. Sorry about that. Bear with me. There we go. At last. All right, Hebrews 3. And we're going to look at 12 and 13. Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief, in departing from the living God, while it is said, today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your hearts, as in the provocation. Okay, you don't want to have a provocation. You don't want to be in rebellion, and you don't want to be disobedient. So we know here, KJBU, we don't want to rebel, and we don't want to be delusional. Okay. We are in the storm, my people, as the title indicates, and we have to go through it. We know by now that everything in nature relates right back to the Bible. We are going to see how the Lord communicates with us through a storm. It's a force of nature with many elements that we should observe closely. The elements of the storm are similitudes that the Lord reveals to us, his introductions in many situations. Okay, we're going to start with Colossians. Colossians 1. And we're going to take a look at 16. Okay. For by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And we are going to look at that word, powers, which means authority. So we ask ourselves, who has the authority over everything, including us? And we can only come up with one answer, and that's God, as we can clearly see in Romans. Okay, let's see what Romans has to say. Going to Romans 13. And 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained by God. Okay. Remember, man was given a little authority. Yeah. The Spirit gave us a little authority. I guess we forgot about that by about this time. But let's see, we remind ourselves. We'll go to Genesis. Let's see what we can remember in Genesis. Okay, we're going to Genesis 1 and 28. Okay, here we go. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over everything, every living thing that moveth upon the earth. But what happened, man? Male and female. Hey, what happened? We got swell-headed. We know everything. We headed and rebelled. Let's take a look at Genesis 2. Okay, Genesis chapter 2. Sorry about that. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, Genesis 2, and we need 28. Sorry about that, folks. I'm sorry, I got the wrong. I got Genesis 2, 16 and 17. That's my bad. Here we go. Sorry about that. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree, elder, of the garden thou mayest eat. And then we're going to go down. "17. But the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat, learn of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. Separate. They separated themselves from God." That was something. Going to go to Genesis 3 from here. Okay, Genesis 3, 6. Okay. And when the woman saw that, the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and an elder to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, learn, and gave also unto her husband. Okay, and with her, and he did learn, and the eyes of them both were open. And they knew that they were naked in sin. Okay, we're going to go to Isaiah. Okay, Isaiah 4 and 1. And in that day 7 women, spirits, shall take hold of one man, male or female, saying, we will eat, learn our own bread, doctrine, and wear our own apparel, have our own covering. Only let us be called by thy name, by thy way. to take away our reproach, tell us rebellion, and still think we are somebody. That's rebellion. So let's get back to the lesson. The storm consists of different elements such as lightning, thunder, and rain. These are the things we have to consider when the Lord is speaking to us to get our attention. Let's go to Isaiah 29. Take a look at Isaiah 29. And we'll see what we got there. Okay. Isaiah 29, 6a through D. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake. And we can't forget, and great noise. Okay, so great noise with a storm and tempest. Okay, so we want to get an idea. Storm, meaning tempest. And tempest is violent, rough fury. Okay, let's go down and let's see what else we have. Okay, we have Nahum. Let's find Nahum. Okay, we'll do Nahum, and we'll do chapter 1. And we'll go 3D. Okay. And the Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storms. When we hear a storm coming, we all become afraid and automatically think of the destruction that it may cause. Israel, you know the Lord is not playing with us. He gives us warning and a warning to adhere to his word. So we're going to go to Deuteronomy. Get this. Here we go. Okay, we got Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Okay. Now we're going to go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 6. Jeremiah 6. And we're going to go to 10a through C. To whom I shall speak and give warning. So he is saying, who should he give a sign, alarm, instruction that they may hear? Okay, let's take a look at alarm. And we'll go to Joel. Okay, Joel. And we'll take it at Joel 2 and 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. So we look at sign. Let's see what sign is. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Okay, so we got Deuteronomy 28. And we're going to 45 and 46. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, and keep his commandments. You know, we got to do that. And his statutes, which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed, and that's forever. Instruction. We must always follow instruction. We must always follow the Lord's instructions as commanded in. Let's go to Proverbs 23 and let's see what we got. Here we go. Proverbs 2 and 2. Okay, here it is. So that thou incline thy ear unto wisdom and apply thine heart to understanding. Now we're going to go to Deuteronomy. And we're going to pick it up at 6 and 5 and 6. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. Okay, let's go back to the teaching. Let's go to Colossians. Okay, Colossians 1. And we're going to start out with 26. Okay. Even a mystery which hath been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints. And we're going to go to 27a. To whom God would make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles. Okay, I want to step away. Let me see 1 second. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. I think there's something there. Let's go 12 and 2. Yep, here we go. 1 Corinthians 12 and 2. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. Just wanted to make that clear. Now, back to the teaching. Okay, we're going to go to Colossians 1 and 28. Okay. 1 and sorry, going down wrong. Okay, Colossians 1, 28a, b, and c. Whom we preach, warning every man and teaching every man in all wisdom. It's a full thought. Okay, from there, we're going to go to Ezekiel. Okay. Okay, Ezekiel 3. And we'll do 17 and 18. Ezekiel 3, 17 and 18. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest not him not warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked for his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require of thine hand. Yes, he also tells what happens if you don't take warning. So let's look at Ezekiel 33. and we'll find 4. Okay, Ezekiel 33:4. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet, and taketh not warning, if the sword cometh and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. Most of the time when a storm comes, the first thing you see is a strike of lightning. That flash that comes quickly and lights up the sky, and in some cases causes damage to objects. It's the first warning of a storm, so lightning represents that powerful light which means wisdom, understanding, and truth. Let's look at it. Let's go to Genesis. Genesis 1, and we want to see 3. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. So the light that represents wisdom. So remember, I said at the beginning, with that warning, he's going to impart some wisdom. Let's find out about wisdom. But we want that. Let's go to Proverbs, and we'll take a look at Proverbs 4. Okay, we got Proverbs 4, and we'll find 7 here. Wisdom is the principal thing. So that's what we want to get out of that. We just want Proverbs 4, 7a. Then we'll go on to Proverbs 8 and 23. Proverbs 8:23. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. And we're going to hit Sirach. Okay, Sirach 24. And we're going to look at 9. He created me from the beginning, before the world, and I shall never fail. Let's look at Sirach 32. And we're going to catch 10, 32 and 10a. Before the thunder goeth the lightning. Therefore we see before anything there was wisdom. Now here comes thunder, voice. This reminds me of when I was 5 or 6 years old, when the thunder would frighten me. I would run, get under the covers in my bed, and fall asleep sometime. I know some of you could relate to that as a child. Maybe you went to your parents for protection or under a table for covering, as though those things will protect you. But we were children and we didn't know better. Now as grown-ups and knowing the truth, recognizing that the thunder is the voice of God, we look at it in Sirach 46. Okay, Sirach 46 and okay, and 17. And the Lord thundered from heaven, and with a great noise made his voice to be heard. And we're going to take a look at Psalms. Okay, here we go. Okay. And we're going to go to Psalm 77. And 18. Okay, Psalms 77 and 18. The voice of thy thunder was in the heaven. The lightning lightened the world. The earth trembled and shook. Okay, we're going to take a look now at Hebrews. Okay, here we go. Hebrews, and Hebrews we want 12 and 26. Hebrews 12:26. Whose voice then shook the earth, the people? But now he hath promised, saying, Yet once more I shake not the earth only, but also heaven. Heaven and earth. We're going to go now to Exodus 20. Okay. Take this down. Okay. We're going to Exodus 20 and 18. And 22. And all the people saw the lightnings, the thunder, and the noise of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. 22. And the Lord said unto Moses, Thus thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, Ye have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. Yep. So we're going to look here now. We're going to go to Psalms Psalms 104. Psalms 104 and 7. At thy rebuke they fled. At the voice of thy thunder they hastened. Okay, let's go to Exodus 20. Okay, Exodus. Okay, we want Exodus 20. And we'll look at 18 and 19. Okay. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightning and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let us not speak us with us. Let God not speak with us, lest we die. So that was it right there. We see also our father, Job, who was a similitude for Israel, was afraid. Let's look at that. Look for Job. Okay. We go to Job 37. And we'll look for 1 through 5. Job 37, 1 through 5. At this also my heart trembleth, and is moved out of his place. Hear attentively the noise of his voice, and the sound that goeth out of his mouth. He directeth it under the whole heavens, and his lightning unto the ends of the earth. After it a voice roareth, he thundereth with the voice of his excellency, and he will not stay them when his voice is heard. 5. God thundereth marvelously with his voice, great things doeth he, which we cannot comprehend. Let's look at comprehend, which means understand, discern. Because the Bible is written in parables, we cannot by ourselves discern and understand what the Spirit of God is saying to us, as in Psalm 78 and 2. Let's see what we got there. Psalms, here we go, 78. And we're going to look at 2. Okay. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old. We were given a comforter, as says in John 14. John 14, 16, and 17. And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. 17. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him. But ye know him, for he dwelleth with you, and shall be in you. He also given us, as stated in Jeremiah 3. Let's see here. Jeremiah. Revelations. It's gotta be here. 1 second. Okay, we got there. Sorry about that. Jeremiah 3. And we're going to take a look at 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Then we're going to go to Ephesians. Okay, so we'll hit Ephesians 4, and we'll take it down to 11. And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers. Okay, here comes the rain. Job. Let's take a look at Job. Close a little of this. Okay. Okay, we got Job, and we're going to 28. 28 and 26. When he made a decree for the rain and a way for the lightning of the thunder. Okay, let's look at decree. Decree, order, command. And rain, blessing, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We could see from the beginning, as mentioned, lightning was the light. That was the wisdom that was here from the beginning. Then thunder, his voice rained down knowledge. Let's take a look at Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, depending on your book. Okay, chapter 1, and we want to look at 19. Wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding, and exalteth them to honor that hold her fast. You know, sometimes the rain comes down and we get upset because we get wet. You know, we don't think about carrying an umbrella. If we knew spiritually what the rain signifies, we would be appreciating it every time it comes. Let's see why. There was an incident in the Bible when an individual didn't know what Jesus was talking about. Let's look at it. Let's go to John 4. Here we go, John 4. And we're going to take 9 and 10. Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have not dealings with the Samaritans. Jesus answered and said unto her, If thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, Give me to drink, thou wouldst have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. Doctrine. Okay, we're going to go to John 7. John 7 and 38. He that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, out of the belly shall flow rivers of living water, knowledge. Just showing rain is water, and we need it. Now, let's look at rain. Rain, knowledge. Okay, blessings and favor. We'll go to Deuteronomy 11. Deuteronomy 11. And we'll take a look at 13 and 14. And it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day, to love the Lord your God, and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give you the rain of your land in his due season, the first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn, thy works, and thy wine, blessing, thy oil, anointing. Just to show a point about that first rain and latter rain, that knowledge from before. We're going to look at John. John 2. And we're going to get it at 7. I'm sorry, we're at 1 John. A little further down. Okay, here we go. 1 John. And we're going to pick that up at 2. And down to 7. Let's make sure I got this right. 1 John chapter 2. And okay, it was on the wrong side. Brethren, I write no new commandments unto you, but an old commandment which ye had from the beginning. The old commandment is the word which you have heard from the beginning. And old just means familiar. So now we'll take a look at Psalm 68. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Psalms. And we're going down to 68. Okay. 68 and 9. Okay, Psalm 68 and 9. Thou, O God, didst send a plentiful rain, whereby thou didst confirm thine inheritance when it was weary. Hebrews. Okay, here we go. Hebrews. And we want 6. And we want 6 and 7. Okay, here we go. Hebrews 6 and 7. For the earth which drinketh in the rain that cometh up unto it, and bringeth forth herbs, meat for them by whom it is dressed, receiveth blessing from God. You know the Lord sends these elements also to protect us from our enemies. Let's look at it in 1 Maccabees. here we go. First Maccabees 4, and I'm going to look down to 9. Remember how our fathers were delivered in the Red Sea when Pharaoh pursued them with an army? Just a little side note. Remember, our bodies are our enemy. Okay. So we're going to look at 1 Corinthians. First Corinthians, and we want 6, and we'd like to see 18. Flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body. But he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. Let's go to Deuteronomy 20. Here we go. Deuteronomy 20. 1 and 4. Okay, Deuteronomy 1 and 4. When thou goest out to battle against thine enemy, and seest horses, doctrine, and chariots, power, and a people more than thou, be not afraid of them, for the Spirit of God, thy guide, is with thee, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. And we're going to go down to 4. For the Lord your God is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. So we're going to look now at Exodus 9. 9:27 and 28. And Pharaoh sent and called for Moses and Aaron, and said unto them, I have sinned this time. The Lord is righteous, and my people are wicked. Entreat the Lord, for it is enough that there be no more mighty thundering, roaring, and hail, judgment, and I will let you go, and ye shall stay no longer. Let's look at another one. 1 Samuel. First Samuel 7, and we're going to look for 10. And as Samuel was offering up the burnt offering, the Philistines drew near to battle against Israel. But the Lord thundered with a great thunder on that day upon the Philistines and discomfited them, and they were smitten before Israel. Back to knowledge the Lord has to prove us. Let's look at it. We have to be proven. So we're going to look at Exodus 16 and 4. Exodus 16 and 4. Then said the Spirit of God unto Moses, Behold, I will rain, pour down bread, meat, doctrine from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. So now let's go to Genesis 7. Genesis 7 and 12. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. Let's go to 1 Peter. Okay, here we go. We're going into 1 Peter 4 and 12. Beloved, promised one, think it not strange concerning the fiery trials, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. You know, along the line, we found a way to sin. We went through a storm. We went through not afraid anymore. Got some knowledge. So we was, on the block telling everybody. God fought for us. He protected us. And we still sin. Let's look at it. Deuteronomy 31 and 16. And the Lord, the Spirit of God, said unto Moses, Behold, thou shalt sleep, and thy fathers and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, whither they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant, which I have made with thee. And we'll go to Jeremiah 5. Okay, here we go. Jeremiah 5, 23 through 25. Oh, let me just make sure of that. No, that's not it. Jeremiah 5. But this people have a revolting and a rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. Neither say they in their heart, let us now fear, desire the Spirit of God, our guide, that have reigned, both the former and the latter, in his season. He reserveth unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have forgotten for withholding good things from you. For our foolish thoughts and disobedient ways, the Lord has something to say about that. Let's look at it in Proverbs 15:17. Wrong way. What's up? I got it here somewhere. Okay, Proverbs 15. And we're going to find 17. Sorry, 15:7. The lips of the wise disperse knowledge, but the heart of the foolish doeth not so. We know we were called by the Spirit of God to seek knowledge. Jeremiah 5:4. Go back up. Okay. Numbers, Deuteronomy, Isaiah. Here we go. Jeremiah 5:4. Therefore I said, surely these are poor, lack of knowledge. They are foolish, for they know not the way of the Lord, nor the judgment of their God. We see we have to put aside all the foolish thoughts when we were growing up, because as adults, we are called to take responsibility for our lives and hearken to the word of God, as in 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 13. Here we got 13. Yo. And we'll look for 11. First Corinthians 13:11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. So we ask ourselves, why the storm? Let's look at that. Let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah, and we're going to go to 40 and 21. Have ye not known? Have ye not heard? Hath it not been told you from the beginning? Have ye not understood from the foundation of the earth? Think about that. Meditate on that. Now let's go to Isaiah 25. Genesis. Isaiah 25. And we're going to look for 4. Okay, Isaiah 25 and 4. For thou hast been a strength to the poor, a strength to the needy in his distress, a refuge from the storm, a shadow from the heat. For the blast of the terrible ones is as a storm against the wall. And we close with this last verse. We're going to go to Romans. Okay. Okay, we got Romans, and we're going to 20. 1 and 20. 1. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen. Being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. There's no excuse not to keep this word. I say thank you. Thank you for joining me, and shalom. This is Elder Marshall.